hands over me. I'll show you the way love's supposed to be. Take a chance and you'll see. I know it'll hurt before we're not stuck in your ways. I'll show you the way love's supposed to be. Take a chance and you'll see. I know it'll hurt before.
Alright, so for today's video, I'm going to be breaking down how I made the sample. It's pretty simple. It's only 2 chords, and the last 2 chords are just diminished chords. So I'm going to show you the sauce inside of Chordy, and hopefully you can learn something. So the first chord is actually a really big chord. We're in a scale of F sharp minor, which is also A major. It starts off with the F sharp minor 11. And then it goes into a C sharp minor. And then it goes back into the F sharp minor 11. And then once more, it goes back into the C sharp minor. Now, instead of going back to the F sharp minor again, it goes into this diminished chord. And then last but not least, instead of playing the B, we're playing the C sharp. So it goes like, so now we're in FL Studio. I'm going to show you how I made it a little bit more complicated. So what I ended up doing is I ended up turning it into an audio, and what I have on it is just the reverb, and I'm using this drum air preset, and I'm also using the Sheps 73, and then I'm also using this tape recorder, and then I'm also using this J37. Once I had the basic chord progression, what I ended up doing is I ended up recording it on Edison, and I was just really just playing in the scale and just trying to get something a little bit more unique. And it looks like one audio file now, but it's just a bunch of different chops in order to be able to get it a little bit more realistic instead of playing it in the MIDI and trying to make it perfect. I think the little imperfections is what allows it to be great. And I just added a little bit of movement. I really played it, but one thing that you could do is just cut different parts of it. So I'm going to show you how I would cut it if I wasn't able to play it. So you could do something similar to that if you're not able to play. I think doing something along those lines allows it to have a little bit of movement. And this is exactly what I did for this. For the piano, what I'm using is this good old piano in blue. One thing that I want to emphasize that I added is this RC20. And this RC20 allowed it to have a little bit of color. And I also pitched it down. Altogether, this is what we have so far with the added embellishments. So as you could see, The audio sounds very choppy, and that's because I just chopped it up and just try to make it make sense. And I think that added a little bit of character to it. So that's why I ended up going that way. But I tend to do that a lot now these days and just record it in Edison instead of having it in a MIDI because it doesn't give me a lot of control and it just shows me that I could work with what I have instead of trying to make it perfect. The next step of this sample, I ended up going to this plugin that I've never used before. This is from Arteria, and this is the organ, I think. And this is how it sounds with no effects. This is definitely random, but what I ended up putting on there was just a shaper box, and I have the volume going a little bit down, and then I have the panning, and then I'm using this fruity chorus, and then I'm using this flangus right here, and then I'm using an EQ to take off the highs and the lows. And then last but not least, I'm using a stereo shaper in order to make it a little bit more wide. So this is what we have now. So I know without any other sound, it sounds very minimal, but I think it fills out certain frequencies that I needed to be filled. So then I went to pigments and I'm using this Pad Love preset. What I have on there is nothing because it just sounded really good out of the box. I'm using the classic strings from Surge ST and I have the same mixer preset that I have for the organ. So with these sounds filling in different frequencies, you're gonna see how it comes together. So once I had that, I was just really exploring new plugins. The Arteria Collection 11 had this new plugin and I kind of wanted to try it out. This is this preset that I'm using. Never really used this before. I'm definitely going to use that sound in a lot of my future projects. But yeah, so this is what we had. And what I have on there is actually two fruity fingers for no reason. And I'm using an EQ just to take out the high end. So once I had all of these sounds, I ended up going to Trillion and I'm using this preset right here. And I just kind of laid down a bass and this is how everything sounded together so far. So once I had the bass, I ended up grabbing my phone and I just recorded a bunch of different audios and just trying to go along, just trying to sing some lyrics. And yeah, I'm going to show you how bad I sing.
Take a chance with me. I know you've been hurt before. I'll show you the way love's supposed to be. But you're stuck in your ways, and it's kept you from seeing what's real.
Terrible. But I sent that to a singer and they actually ended up sending me some vocals back. And this is what we had. Take a chance with me. I'll show you the way love's supposed to be. Take a chance and you'll see. I know it hurt before. When you've been stuck in your ways, I'll show you the way love's supposed to be. Take a chance and you'll see. I know it hurt before. All right, so once I had that, I knew that I needed some other vocals and I didn't want the vocals to be too present. So I used some of her vocals and I combined it with my vocal. What I have on there is just Fab Filter reverb and I'm using the bathroom preset mixed in with Alter Boy in order to use the formant shifting. I also have a shaper box, make it go left and right. And then I have a delay. And then last but not least, I have a reverb and I'm using this preset right here. Then somehow, some way, I ended up getting these vocals, which is extremely random. It's not that I wanted it to be super present. I just needed it to fill certain frequencies. That's the main reason why I added it. It was more of so something that you could feel rather than something that you could hear. The main problem that I had is the vocals was sounding really nice, especially when it goes over the bar going into the new one. I felt like it needed some keys. So what I ended up doing is I ended up doing a walk up with some piano, and I also added this effect right here mixed in with this effect. So together with the keys leading into this part, I ended up dragging this effect right here just to make it feel a little bit more pretty. All together, this is what we had. All right, so once we had that, I ended up going into contact, and I wanted it to be a little bit more dramatic. So I ended up going to the Woodchester piano, and I lowered the rawness, pause, and I just used the textures that it already had. And then I also went back into contact, and I'm using the Spitfire chamber strings, and together, this is how it sounded. It was this mixed in with the strings, and yeah, it just gave me a bunch of textures, but it also filled in some frequencies. For the next step for the sample, I ended up going to Keyscape, and I'm using this preset right here. What I actually had on there is just a reverb, and I have it really big with some delay and then just a shaper box in order to make it go left and right. Then I went into the pattern, and I just made it strum left, strum right, just kind of make it as diverse as possible. And this is just a lot of ear candy. And I also took the piano and just reversed it, which is pretty self-explanatory. I ended up going to Love on the Edge, and you've seen me use that preset before, and I actually don't even have anything on there. I ended up going to my Prophet 10, and I got this pad, which I use a lot, but I'll never be tired of it because I just think the Prophet 10 sounds so good. So this is how the pad sounds, and this is just the same MIDI that I showed you earlier. Last but not least, I ended up playing this lead in my Prophet. So once I was done with the sample, I actually decided to add some drums to it. For some reason, I don't know why. I don't know if this is a myth or if this is actually true, but I found out that if you put your drums directly on the playlist, especially your snares and your kicks, it just hits harder. So the first thing I ended up starting off with was just a snare. Then I added a hi-hat, which is a pretty simple pattern. The only thing that I did was just kind of just do a roll at the end. And then the other thing that I did is go right here and just mess with the shift knob a little bit. And then I added the kick. And then I layered that with the 808. And then the last thing that I added for this section was just an open hat. And this is the open hat right here. And then last but not least, I ended up switching it from a 808 to a bass, and I just went inside of Omnisphere, and I'm using the Growler Moog bass, and I added this effect when it transitioned from the 808 to the bass. So if you guys like this video, don't forget to subscribe and comment down below what you guys want to see next, because I'm kind of running out of ideas.
Take a chance with me. I'll show you the way love's supposed to be.